Hello, my lovelies, and welcome back to Sundering Tarot, or if you're new here, hi, hello, welcome. Today we're going to go ahead and go over Ace cards. This is from my 2022 deck collection, so these are 22 favorites. So let's go ahead and begin. Hopefully I've got enough space here for all these. I do have quite a few when it comes to ace cards and favorites. So let me see if I can scooch this over enough to keep it all in line. And we will go through these one by one. And I apologize for any glare you may be seeing on these. So this is the Ace of Swords or Ace of Sky, or as the Forest Enchantment deck right here at the end, the Ace of Challenges. So we have the Bloody Tears Tarot, the Magical Dogs Tarot, the Soul Cats Tarot, the Mermaid Tarot, the Light Seers Tarot, and the Forest of Enchantment. I actually really love this as an Ace of Swords, because you do see that there's another person present. You see the reflection in the actual sword, so revealed truths come through. Plus, I do like the fact that there's actually two people here, so it's like a compromise. There's always truth to every story. There's always two sides of every story, but there's usually compromise and truth somewhere in the middle, which is fabulous. This deck is done by red, blue, and black ink pen, so it's quite unique. It's an indie deck. It's a Kickstarter deck, and I do love this Ace of Swords, surprisingly. You would probably see a couple repeat decks, because there's, I think, 5 decks, where I like all the aces, so you're going to see them. And I do believe we have them here. The Magical Dogs Tarot. I love the Native American influence in the Magical Dogs Tarot. It's very fabulous to see. So to have the Dreamcatcher motif with all the feathers, sorry, I have a thing for Native American culture, so that's why that is there. It's, I guess, a niche all of its own that is just for me. Ace of Swords, Soul Cats Tarot. I love this deck for the simple fact that Lisa Robinson made sure that she did not have a lot of repeat cats there. They're a lot different. And all these ace cards, usually they have the symbol on the collar, and then you have the elemental symbol on the third eye of the cat. There's something about the third eye and that being highlighted on these ace cards that makes it very, I guess, intuitive for me to read, and I love that. So this is probably another one of those where you're going to see all the aces from. And then with the Mermaid Tarot, a forgotten sword on a sunken ship. What can I say about that? I'm not the biggest fan of a hand coming out of a cloud holding a sword or pentacle, or just a wrist and a hand holding up a sword in a blue sky. So the fact that this is an underwater deck and no one's holding the sword is just a different approach that I very much love. And last but not least, we have the, well, I suppose I didn't go to the Ace of Challenges just yet, but the Ace of Swords for the Light Seers Tarot. I love the fact that Chris Ann literally put a stairwell, a staircase spiraling around over someone's head. There's a wheel, gears turning in your head. There's a thought process that each and every single one of us has. Now, whether that's moving slowly, moving quickly, or you know, the light bulbs coming on or not, varies from person to person. But I love the association that Chris put on that particular card. In the Forest of Enchantment, believe it or not, if I remember it, I only chose this ace out of that entire deck. I'm not the biggest when it comes to animal energy and associations. However, I do understand ravens, crows, birds, etc. of any sort for the air suit, the sword suit. That makes perfect sense to me for an animal choice, whereas others I want to argue with sometimes. However, the fact that they put an arrow in place of the sword with the bird carrying it, this is so cute and adorable. And you know, birds like to pick up shiny things, and this is very much more of a nature deck. So, actually, in fact, to be honest, Force of Enchantment is my Earth element deck. And I like the perspective change. There's the nature part to it, but there's also the animal part to it as well. And this one, for some reason, I read this ace better out of that particular deck than the other aces. So it is included in the Ace of Swords section. So we're going to move on and grab another one of these here. Let's go with Pentacles. We'll do the Ace of Pentacles, and hopefully I've got enough space here with where my camera is set to where you can see them all. Okay, and as you notice, there's 4 repeat decks here. We have the Mermaid Tarot, the Lightseers Tarot, the Green Witch Tarot, the Soul Cats Tarot, the Magical Dogs Tarot, and the Tarot of Pirates at the end. This is so poignant. I mean, a treasure chest with a pentacle on it. Sunken treasure for a mermaid deck. I'm sorry, that is too cute. And it's fabulous. Chris Ann, she opted for the pentacle with sprouting stem and leaf and roots. So literally planting something that's going to grow, viable opportunity, etc. And I like that take. It's different rather than just, like I said, emerging piece of body that's holding a sword or pentacle or, you know, a cup. I understand it's a gift and everything, and you do see 2 hands here holding a pentacle, but it's a little bit different. And I apologize for my dog. My phone is ringing, and he has some issues when it rings. The Green Witch Tarot. Happy life, happy home, 3D world. This I totally get. It's very more towards nature. And this is actually one of the ace cards in the deck that I do believe reminds me more of spring than autumn. The weird thing about the Green Witch Tarot is that the whole entire deck feels like autumn to me, but this reads more like spring for this particular card out of the rest of the deck. It's odd. It's a little bit unique. And I like the fact that the pentacle is wooden rather than gold. If I remember right, I have another deck that the pentacle is metal like usual, but instead of gold, it's silver. I think that's my Broke Tarot. And I actually do enjoy that particular Ace of Pentacles, even though I didn't include it here, just for the simple fact that it's silver, and I prefer silver over gold, just for, you know, an extra bonus. And we have the Ace of Pentacles from the Soul Cats Tarot. Like I said, they usually have the symbology on the collar, and then the elemental symbol over the third eye. I still love this, the way it's done. And this is a long-haired cat. I've had 2 long-haired cats. One I currently have, one that passed away a year ago, who is part Maine Coon. So I do enjoy this card and the cat choice as well. The Magical Dogs Tarot. This particular Ace of Earth, it's got that naturistic elemental feel to it, and I love that. for this. I mean, the Native American vibes are still there, with the same layout with all the aces. However, this one definitely feels like Earth to me. And this one is highly amusing. It also ties back in with the Mermaid Tarot, but this is the Tarot of Pirate. So a pirate holding up this big doubloon as a pentacle. And what's even more fabulous with this deck is when I interviewed this deck and asked what the strength was, this was the card it gave me. Literally, the Ace of Pentacles. Treasure, gold, career. It is the strong suit of this deck when it's in my hands. So I got a very good chuckle within the first 5 minutes of owning this deck, and it still cracks me up every time I see it, especially this particular card, since that was the card the deck gave me. And this, I'm sorry, the whole pose and everything, the way this is drawn, very much says pirate to me. Agree or disagree? All right, and we are going to go ahead and move on to, you know what, let's do the Ace of Cups. And I fully admit, I have an affinity with the Ace of Cups simply because I am a water sign. So, don't be surprised that there is more cards for the Ace of Cups than there is for probably every other ace that we're going to be going through. And yep, I figured as much. We're going to have to scooch these over because I don't have enough space to zoom in close to put in a second row. I apologize. So let me play with this for just a sec and get this all in one frame. There we go. Okay. We have the Out of Hand Tarot. We have the Mystical Cats Tarot. Magical Dogs Tarot, the Mermaid Tarot, the Unfolding Path Tarot, the Soul Cats Tarot, and we have the Light Seers down at the end. Like I said, I have an affinity for the Ace of Cups because I am a water sign, so this is one of those that I can be very finicky over when it comes to an ace in a deck, just because it is my element, and sometimes the traditional is not what I like. But let's get into this. The Ace of Cups for the Out of Hand Tarot. I'm sorry, I love the reference to artwork, you know, the dreamy watery scene in the background. And artists always dream of making it big, and here you see them pouring out of the cup. Instead of just having a cup and it being filled or show that it's filled, this is literally somebody pouring out of their cup. And I have a thing with that because it's a different perspective that I really love, that you are able to give from your cup because your cup is full enough to give from, rather than it being empty and or not knowing how full it is. And that's something that gets me when it comes to the Ace of Cups in a traditional RWS. Is the cup really full, or is it, I mean, a lot of time it's depicted as overflowing, but it's somebody holding the cup and it's just overflowing. This is actually being poured out. So in other words, it's freely given, and it's demonstrated a little bit differently, and I like that. I really do. Plus, I like the artwork reference, just because we do tie up our emotions, etc., and everything we touch, including our creative aspects. Okay, and for a more minimalist approach, I suppose you could say, we have the Mystical Cats Tarot and the Magical Dogs Tarot. I love the fact that these are right where the earth and the water meet. You have a shore right here. You get to see the surf break onto the beach, which is a very powerful point where the two elements meet. And it's also one of my favorite places to be when it comes to water, is to be right there at the edge of the ocean. Plus, I'm a sucker for seashells. And when I say I'm a sucker for seashells, I mean I collect seashells. And this is just one bowl that you will see in my house. So as a water sign, I appreciate that. I really do. And these are slightly different. I mean, this is more straight on shot and this is more looking down, which I appreciate the different aspect as far as angle. So one is just land and sea, and the other one is land, sea, and sky. You literally have a different viewpoint. And then we have the lovely Mermaid Tarot here, which is a cup that is definitely full, overflowing. It's underwater. And in fact, it's got coral and everything else into it, but it's gold. It's simple. It's definitely full. And you see all this life around it. I don't have to think of it as being full or empty or unfulfilled or not having the dreamy aspects. I mean, you see all this life and vibrancy around it. And to me, that is very workable. I like it. I love it. I want more of it. The Unfolding Path Tarot. This is one that I think is, I'm just going to say it, it's pretty. It's pretty. I do love the fact that we have the hand symbol with the heart here overlaying the cup. You have the dove for peace. You have the lotus down here. And yes, the cup is overflowing. And you see all this ripple effect that it will have an effect on others. Because what you send out touches more than just you. But mainly I like this particular ace from this deck just because it's pretty. Sorry if I'm quoting Lisa, but it's pretty. And once again, we have the Soul Cat's Tarot, the symbol of the cup on the collar, and a wave on the third eye. I don't know what to tell you other than there's definitely something about the third eye being highlighted with these aces that makes them better to read with out of this particular deck. And last but not least, we have the Lightseer's Tarot, Ace of Cups. I appreciate the placement of the bowl over the heart chakra, and you literally see the heart lit up inside the bowl, or rather, in this case, I guess you could say through the bowl. So there's this peaceful, relaxing, emotional heart connection with this particular ace that I don't really get with these other aces. So this is a very different perspective when it comes to the Ace of Cups, and I appreciate that. Plus, it's actually quite colorful. All right, and moving on to the Ace of Wands, and I hope I can get all of these in frame as well. There's quite a few. And last but not least, okay, I think this is the one that I actually have the most in, which is, I think, the ace that I figured I would have the least in, which is really odd. Hopefully I am still in frame on that. All right. We have the Mermaid Tarot, the Lightseer's Tarot, the Soul Cat's Tarot, the Out of Hand Tarot, the Green Witch Tarot, the Magical Dogs Tarot, and the Good Tarot at the end. There's something so elemental about this particular Ace of Wands. I mean, it's basically a lava tube that this wand is sticking out of. You see all this fire energy all around. And I like that. There's something more about the elements when it comes to this particular deck, the Mermaid Tarot, that I thoroughly enjoy. And I have the same affinity with the Queen of Wands from this exact same deck. For that same reason is the elemental influence in that particular card is very heavy, and it works. And we have the Ace of Wands from the Light Seers Tarot. Again, there's the third eye connection, source energy coming in, influence, inspiration, creativity. And I do love the color usage as well. I'm very finicky when it comes to colors. It's not that I don't like color, it's just I like color that is well done and is in a certain range. I'm not that big on pastels, and I'm not big on things that are overly bright. But this works for me. This really does for quite a bit of color. Once again, the Soul Cats Tarot. We have the symbol on the collar and the elemental symbol on for the third eye. It's got to be the third eye business, which you do see it a little bit here with the Ace of Wands from the Light Seers Tarot. So there's something to be said about that. Is if anybody else out there has a connection with symbology over the third eye in particular cards, especially ace cards, since that's what we're discussing today, leave me a comment down below. And then out of hand tarot, we have the Ace of Wands. Just like with the Ace of Cups, I love the art aspect. I love that the Ace of Wands is literally a paintbrush. And what's great is that you're basically painting your own story. You control what you create. So for a more modern deck, I mean, besides the Light Seers, I love this perspective. And I'm not the type of person who's really drawn to a lot of modern decks. The first modern deck I bought was the Light Seers Tarot. So the fact that I was heavily drawn to Jamie Sawyer's Out of Hand Tarot right away, as soon as it went up on Kickstarter, and I backed it in a heart minute, a quick minute, New York minute, whatever you want to say, it is outstanding. So I love that I can enjoy a lot of the artwork from it, and it resonates with me. All right, the Green Witch Tarot. I'm not the biggest fan of the traditional Ace of Wands, and I actually really enjoy this one, not only because it has the cherries and your endeavors will bear fruit, your creativity will bear fruit, but I love the sky in this particular card. The sky is gorgeous. And instead of it being, a cloudy sky or a clear blue sky, this is, a sunset, a sunrise. And that is beautiful for this particular energy. And I enjoy that. I really do. I can appreciate that it's somewhere between dawn and dusk, or evening and twilight, whichever aspect you prefer to, anoint it as. And this is another card where the color is very well done. I appreciate it. Magical Dogs Tarot. This one's more of a sunset as well, now that I see it. Yeah, for some reason, this particular deck, along with the Light Seers Mermaid Tarot and the Soul Cats Tarot, those 4 decks, I really enjoy all the ace cards from. There's something about them that I connect to very well. So they're here. And the one random one that I have here for a deck, The Good Tarot by Colette Baron-Reid, the Ace of Fire. I really love the lantern in this. Don't ask me why. I mean, I can appreciate the other aces out of this deck that she has, and she has several, but there's something about this lantern, the Ace of Wands being a lantern rather than a stick or a torch or a blooming vine or arrows or a little wand, whatever symbology there is. I like the fact that this is a lantern. It's very pretty. And I can still resonate with that as fire. And instead of dangerous, chaotic energy for fire, I guess it reads more as warmth to me for some odd reason. Maybe it's because it's not as open flame, fire unleashed, chaotic the way some other wands are depicted. But to quote Lisa again, it's pretty. Alright, my lovelies, I'm going to go ahead and leave it here. I hope you enjoyed my Aces edition for my 22 faves. I will also be doing the sword suit as well soon, so please be on the lookout for it if you are interested. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you guys later. Bye.